here's the thing. Why do you stream? Like, what was the idea that you had when you streamed? What was that one initial idea that was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Um, I didn't have to talk. All I had to do was paint. And this is why I don't understand. People are like, yo, I'm stressed. I was having a conversation with somebody today. You know why you stress when it comes to streaming? Because you're just going through the motions. Like, basically, you're not really creating anything. What happened to the days where people were creating something? You see, if we had more people streaming who were creating content as opposed to just playing a game, we wouldn't have to really worry about people cheating, right? We wouldn't have to worry about these things, right? Because I can't hack my airbrush. That requires a skill. What happened to the day where people actually valued people who had a skill, right? And I think the first stream my dad said, look, airbrush, I have airbrush aim assist.
That's what the title was. Airbrush aim assist.
That's what. You can't hack an airbrush. You know why you can't hack an airbrush? Because it requires time, it requires dedication, and it requires consistency. In other words, it's a skill. You have to sharpen that skill, right, on an everyday basis. So the only reason why I'm able to airbrush, right, on a wall is because I spent 18 years developing a talent, right, a gift. I spent 18 years developing it. Today, people just get on, man. They turn on hacks, right? They turn on a game. They turn on their hacks. People are like, celebrate. What are you celebrating? Like, what are you really celebrating? Nobody created anything. Like, what happened to the day where somebody actually creates, not just plays a game? What happened? That's why you're stressed. You want to know why? Because you're actually just streaming, just going through the motions. Not only are you just going through the motions, but you're actually playing the game to avoid real life situations in your life by dwelling into a fantasy realm, thinking that you're going to escape from your reality. Meanwhile, the moment you put the game down, reality's sitting there like, yo, bro, what's up, man? How long? Listen, I'm here all day. You can be on the game for 8 hours. I'll be here waiting for you when you get off.
You're saying they're using it as a coping mechanism.
Yeah, people are using streaming now and games as a coping mechanism. When nobody, what is it? When did we settle for less than? When did this become the norm? You know what? You know, can I show you how I know people are settling for less? I'll show you how I know people are settling for less. Check this out. When did we get comfortable with this? When did this become the norm? When did this become the norm? We do. Like, nobody's creating anything. Everybody's just going through the motions. But everybody's like, okay, I'm going to turn on my stream. I'm going to turn on a game. But nobody is creating anything. Nobody's coming up with something new. Nobody is reinventing themselves. Nobody is striving to build any. Nobody builds anything anymore. It's like we're a generation of navigators. We're just navigating. That's all. We're just trying to get around stuff. What happened to the building process? What happened to the innovation? Is this why everybody is an imitation? Because there's no innovation anymore? Nobody creates anything? When did this stop? And then people wonder why they're stressed. Why? They're not living. They're surviving. So I got a question. For the chat. I'll try to read them as much as possible. But here's the thing. Why do you stream? Like, what was the idea that you had when you streamed? What was that one initial idea that was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do this. Okay. Junior DeFrancis said, build a community. Why would anybody, how are you going to build that community? How are you going to make people happy? How are you going to have people enjoy your stream? Did anybody ever come into this with a plan? Did anybody set a goal? Or was your goal just affiliate? Okay, no reason, just wanted to post and share my content. Okay, so now here it is, Bench 93. You're posting and you're sharing your content. Have you ever gotten to the point where you're like, okay, now what? Did any of y'all ever say to yourself, what am I doing wrong? What isn't working? Why aren't I succeeding? Why is this so damn hard? I see other people do it, and they got people in their stream. Why am I not succeeding in doing this? How hard can this possibly be? If you ask yourself that question, now you know why you're here. Why? I asked myself the same question. The only difference between me and a lot of other people is I decided to do something about it. I had to realize a few things. Number one, this is a gaming platform. It's changing. It is evolving into something different, but it's a gaming platform. How many of y'all have actually been on a world gaming stage? So here's my question. If you've never been on a world gaming stage, how is anybody supposed to know who you are, or why should they come to your stream when this is, remember, a gaming platform? The people who you see at the top have been in tournaments. The people you see at the top have been on world stages as far as gaming is concerned. They've been promoted by companies. They've been endorsed by companies. Their name is constantly being put out there. So how is it that us who are not top tier elite gamers going to be able to be successful at streaming if we've never been in a tournament, if we've never been on a gaming on a world stage, if nobody knows who we are? Here's the answer. We have to begin to support each other and build a name for ourselves. Hence, Air Nation. Heir meaning to inherit a crown, a throne, or a kingdom, or an inheritance, and support each other and go out and find more people just like us. Why? Because the majority of Twitch is made up of us. It's not made up of the top elite people. We're the ones who make the top elite people relevant. Yet, we fight amongst each other. Let me see if I have this right.
Y'all made him sit up.
They're already at the top. They already have companies promoting them, putting their name out. You know what I'm saying? We look at them and we celebrate them. And then people just like you and me are the very people that we screw over. And then we argue and we fight for crumbs, when we're actually supposed to be helping each other, build each other up, so that one of us or a lot of us can actually get to that point, and then we can help everybody else. But nobody wants to do that. Everybody's fighting for crumbs, bro. Listen, it's crumbs. You're fighting for crumbs. There's millions out there, and you're fighting for pennies. You're fighting for a sub. Oh, don't come into my stream and talk to anybody who's in my stream because they sub to me, right? Meanwhile, they drop one sub a month, and that's $5.99. Meanwhile, you only get half of that. So you're really fighting for like $2 and change.
Not even worth it at the end of the day, because all of the money goes back to Twitch, and then like on top of which, they're not really giving people a reason to sub.
Right, and the very thing that you need are the very people that you push away, and that when they ask of you, step up, man. You look at them like, who do you think you are? It's not who do I think I am. It's who I know I can become. Who I know you could become if we was to work together.